Hi, this is Difficult Terrain Podcast. I'm Noki Osako, your monster guide. Ha! You can enjoy your first day here, but watch out for the...
Yes, the mic is too close. Get my hand on the mic.
Yeah.
Ooh. And...
He's
Wait, God is our teacher?
No, that's old Morgan Freeman.
Oh, sorry.
if you're feeling funky, maybe a little...
Those Spark Notes,
day
man.
one on campus and we already met our dealer.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Hey, howdy, how are you? I am Dolph, your storyteller and new buddy. I want to reach out because if you are like me and already listen to a lot of podcasts, trying to figure out if this is the right podcast for you, we did a great little short 20-minute highlights reel for episodes 1 to 5 on YouTube, Difficult Terrain Podcast, if you want to get a feel for what we're like. So go check that out. I think you will like it. It is a good time. We're all having a good time. A couple quick things. I did want to mention that we prepped, we did pre-recordings, we did pre-video, we all bought the same equipment, and yet we still had issues on the first recording, along with multiple editing issues on episodes 2 through 5. So it's well done, but I apologize for episode 1. The audio is not to par, at least I'm not to my par, but it all could be better, and we keep learning, we keep getting better, and we're really hitting groove in episode 6 and beyond. I think you'll really enjoy it. So I really look forward to those of you who stick through and check it out. Either way, I am so pumped you're here. If you get a chance and you do like us, whatever platform you listen to, Spotify, Apple Podcast, please take 5 minutes and rate us on that podcast 5 stars. It is the number one thing that helps a podcast out. Rate us 5 stars, and if you put a couple words of praise or whatever oogly boogly into the review, it really pushes us to the top level for the podcast platform. So I really appreciate it. If you like us, put us in there. And please enjoy Difficult Terrain Podcast episode 1.
Fade in from black. Into focus comes a pair of ants, pulling a leaf twice their size across the ground. They're moving diligently along the ground when a big, floppy nose swings in and vacuums them up. We zoom out, and it's an anteater sniffing around the ground. And then from behind the anteater, a great black snake sinks its venomous fangs into its back hide and quickly tries to subdue it, wrapping itself around it. We zoom out again, and we see a huge hawk dive in and grab the snake and tear it apart, bringing its food into the sky. The hawk tries to make its way out of the trees. It's flapping up with this heavy piece of snake, and a flash of black goes across the screen, and then it's gone. And the hawk is gone too. We pan down, and it's a black panther, slinking along, holding its trophy. It holds this hawk holding the snake in its mouth, walking through the forest, before we hear a mechanical clink, and a whoosh, and a net goes around the panther tight, grabs it tight, and then a beam comes in, and a magical field starts to surround the animal. Camera turns around, and 3 men in colorful robes approach. Yes, this one will be perfect. Let's bring him back. This man's in blue. He's thoughtful looking with a shaved head, and he leans down, and he says, "I'm sorry to bother you, Sir Panther, but we'll bring you back home soon." The camera pulls out. It gets further and further away from the mages. It pulls out of the trees, and it pulls above this forest, and we look down, and as far as you can see is jungle. Title comes up. It says The Strength of Thousands. Fade to black. Scene. And that's where we're starting. So we are playing The Strength of Thousands. And I know you guys know this. But you all are starting in the world of Galarian's oldest university. You come from different backgrounds, and we'll go into a bit of that. And we're going to go through some of your first days and your first semesters at school and how things work out in a magical university. Well, you know what? I was thinking about having. I've rewrote this beginning several times, by the way. I was going to bullshit up front, but we might just jump into the game. Today I'm playing with Matt, Lorna, Josh, Eric, and myself, Dolph.
This is exciting.
Yes. I do also love that the panther was dragging a snake, a hawk, an anteater, and then ants.
I was really waiting for the Circle of Life to start playing.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't have that queued up. I'm so sorry, guys.
Oh, come on, Josh.
I'm so sorry, Dolph. I'm so sorry.
I'm pretty sure I saw that opening from somewhere. I couldn't quite remember where, but I think I've seen an animated movie or something.
Maybe there might have been a lion involved and
Reminds me of
queen.
a Simpsons episode. I'm not smart enough to say which one, but
Well, I mean, Simpsons did everything, so yeah.
Yeah.
They've probably done The Strength of Thousands before.
It's true.
It's true. And predicted it.
Yes.
So what we'll do, Josh, if you want to move over to Nantambu, let's start our morning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
And Lorna, just kidding, I'm not going to put you on the spot. Eric. Eric, you want to tell us about your character's name and then give us his morning on his day of school.
Yeah. Let's do this. So my character's name is Zorion Skarn. He really just goes by Zoe, though. That's what everyone calls him. He doesn't like any of that fancy name talk around here. So let's go into give a little insight into where this guy comes from. So we open on a modest little house on the outskirts of a big city. Nantambu comes up. The camera slowly pans towards the house's little windows. As we get closer, we can start to hear the sounds of excited eating, some forks scraping plates, and some loud chewing, some kind of happy chatter. Normal breakfast sounds, I guess. The camera pans inside and, kind of looks in through the windows, and the conversation starts to come into focus. And we can see two halflings sitting around a little kitchen table eating breakfast. Probably their first breakfast. We hear, "Are you sure you're going to be okay by yourself all day? I don't know how, I don't know when I'm going to be back tonight," you hear a portly halfling man say as he furrows his brow. "I'm pregnant, Zoe, not a frail old woman. Go enjoy your first day of classes. We'll be here when you get back," says the woman. Hearing this, Zoe looks a little bit concerned. "Yeah, you're right, Ma." But after a moment, you see this big smile come across his face. "Today's going to be so great. I can't wait to meet my classmates. We'll have to have everyone over for dinner. Do you think asking them to come over tomorrow is a little too soon?" And you see the woman say, "Yes, so. That's way too soon. But knowing you, there's going to be a big group here. Just give me a few hours heads up before bringing the people over, okay?" "Of course. But after what happened last time, I think I've learned my lesson." She says, "Ha, I've heard that one before. So you're going to be late. You don't want to make a bad first impression. You better get going." "Oh, wow. Look at the time. Thanks, babe. Love you." See him look over to this what can only be described as a houseplant with 4 legs, a tail, and something like a tongue. "Hey, Gordy, you ready to make some new friends?" You see this big giant plant walk over to Zoe, give him a big old lick on the face. He looks rather pleased, at least for a walking botany experiment. See the woman kind of smiling, maybe at her own private joke. "Oh, what would I do without you two in my life?" Zoe, as he's walking out, looks over his shoulder, says, "Huh, you get a bigger share of breakfast." He rubs his stomach as he walks out of his house, getting ready for his first day of school. And that's a little bit about Zoe.
I like so.
Me too.
All right. I think so you head on to school, you head out in the rain. It's a very rainy day, but that's not unusual. You're from this area, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Grew up right here in Nantambu.
A local, rarer than you think in Nantambu. Speaking of, let's go over to, before we go to the 4-hour preview from Matt here. We'll start with Josh.
All right. So I am going to be playing Klaus. And as we're drifting through Nantambu, we make our way from the outskirts towards more of the center of the city, and we actually raise up towards one of the higher buildings. Looks like it's a hostel. So we specifically turn our eyes to an open top floor window. And there's wind chimes hanging above, jingling in the slow breeze drifting in from the Vanji River. And we look into this dimly lit, modest room. And a person already started the morning routine. And this man stands slightly shorter than average for a human, with platinum white hair down to his shoulders. His lean form moves in what are obviously practiced rotes. Sword in hand, he moves from form to form, all while the smell of burning white sage hangs in the air. He exhales heavily, pulling his blade and posture back to a neutral stance. Relaxing his posture, he moves across the room to the mantel above the small fireplace. A lone candle lights up several items sitting next to it: a wooden sword stand, a small figurine, and an engraved palm-sized disc. In the candlelight, we can see his ashen complexion and solid black eyes that seem to be smoking. He says something under his breath that we just can't quite hear. Perhaps saying it to one of the items on the mantle. He then heads over to his bed, begins grabbing his things, dons his outer cloak, covering his combat leathers, checks that the sword is secure in its sheath, then grabs the travel bag from the foot of his bed. The bag contains all of his worldly possessions. Almost all. He returns back to the mantle and grabs the disc, the figurine, and the wooden stand. Puts them into the bag. And he blows out the candle and heads out the door. And that's Klaus. That's how he gets ready in the morning.
I have a question.
Oh, you're muted.
I have a question now
Yes.
that I'm unmuted. Oh, white sage. Is that different than regular sage?
Yes.
I hadn't heard of it. I wasn't sure.
It's actually used for neutralizing evil energy.
Okay.
$4 more dollars at the store.
Yep.
It's the evil enchantment.
That's right.
Does the green sage bring the negative energy?
I don't know. I just walked into a store recently and they started
Like in the stick,
using.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Is
when
white sage
someone's burning sage at you, it's white sage.
Is that legal in all 50 states?
I think so. At least it should be soon.
Ever since Obama, I think.
Yep.
Thanks.
So yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to have dialogue. I thought it was just supposed to be like a get in, get out.
Nope, I like that
That's
yours
what I
is
was
different
thinking.
than his. That's totally great. All right.
Can I go next? I don't want to follow Matt. I want everyone to forget about mine so that...
Absolutely. Okay. Go ahead.
Excellent. Okay, so I am Korsikan. I am a Matangi half-orc. And I guess we'll do like the camera panning. So I think this is going to be on campus in one of the little dorms, having just moved in. You're going to pan up from the floor here. So you're going to pan up, you're going to see some boxes, you're going to see some books and some clothes strewn all over the place. And you're going to zoom up to the earlier hours of the day, and you see Corsican, very large half-orc, trying on different outfits. Corsican's pretty chill, relaxed person on most days, very happy to be in social interactions, but he knows the importance of a first impression. So especially when half-orcs are not that common in the schools. So he's trying to counterbalance those stereotypes. So he's trying to look good, got the hair, he knows it's going to be raining out, so he's putting extra product in there just to get it perfect so it doesn't fall to one way or the other or whatnot. He's got 3 different outfits. He's finally figured something out, and he's just basically reviewing the maps and the schedule and the teachers' names just so he can kind of have it all ready, just so that when it comes time, he looks confident and he's ready to just kind of put all of that aside and then socialize and make a good first start. So pretty stressed, but I think what's going to happen is he is going to check his clock. He sees it's time to go. He takes a big breath and a little like pep talk. Let's do this. It's gonna be a great first day. And he steps out with confidence.
That's awesome. So as a slight retcon, because I realized everyone else was thinking the same thing as you. You actually don't move into the campus before you start school like you do in real life.
Okay, so he's in a hotel then.
Yeah, hotel, hostel, or whatever he is. He's somewhere in that city. So
Gotcha.
that works. But tell me a little bit about his hair. He
I'm
described
sorry,
his hair. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's important questions about the hair. I don't get to answer those often, so.
Me either. Yeah, tell me more about the hair.
It oscillates, right? So as a sailor, Corsican had very short hair. Tough days. There was strict kind of look that sailors had to have in a way, which is surprising. You'd think it would be the opposite, but it's not.
Get tied up.
Exactly. You don't want to, yeah, exactly. Gets in your face with the wind. And then when he left sailing, he started working at a bar/inn, and he let it grow out there, just kind of symbolizing his relaxing of his himself in the society that he is in. So a little longer now, a little more flowy, but dark, a little on the longer side, I guess, for a half orc.
Very cool.
That's my guess.
I was going to ask a very important question.
So important. Let's go.
Are those cardboard boxes? Did he invent cardboard and bring that along?
No, they're like crates, like pieces of wood stapled together, throwing some stuff in. But, life on the road or on the sea doesn't really result in a lot of objects. So it's really mostly stuff from a few things from home, a few things from Blood Cove, where he worked in the inn.
Life on the wet road.
The wet road.
All right, that's good. I'm excited to see the half orc and how he was it repose? Is that the word?
Riposte, but yes.
Riposte?
Something like that.
Matt, are you ready? Spotlight's on
Ready to
you. Have you been shorting
I'm
it
so excited.
for the past 15 minutes?
No, well,
I want it in
first-
its full beauty and glory.
Well, first I want a scene set. So I feel like the last 2 or 3 trial runs we've had as a group here, hello listeners, I'm the noob of the group, so I might be tedious to listen to occasionally during combat phases, but was like, I need to get my stuff in order. So I did what I figured I could do and create a backstory that I hope you guys like. So I am playing as the character Otua Marla. So Otua Marla always had such disdain for the rain. Not just for simple reasons like how the mixture of water and dirt from the ground would ensure that his boots, no matter how well maintained from here on out, would still be kissed with a fine layer of mineral residue from this moment. As he turned a corner on the slop-filled streets, he saw the faded tavern sign about 200 paces ahead. He smelled the tavern for what might be about 2,000 paces ahead. The smell of roasted goat, overpowered with an acrid smell of singed goat hair, easily betrayed the level of technique and craftsmanship that this establishment provided for travelers. The humidity of the region would make sure that even if he could muster the meat down, the meal might sit in his stomach for a few minutes or a few hours, but his leather jacket would carry the memory of this moment long into the weeks ahead. He hadn't seen his Aunt Jotana, a teacher at Magambia, in 19 years, and truthfully had effectively never seen her, since a newborn's eyes captivate all those that gather around them, but are still a few years away from actually capturing anything memorable of their own. The squeal of the hinges and squeaks of the floorboards made it near impossible to enter the tavern unannounced, and Atua had always been blessed with cheekbones higher than the sun, courtesy of his mother's making and his father's luck in mating. Cheekbones that made their carrier so approachable that every socialite in the coastal city of Aspenthar felt comfortable around Otua's table at the brothels and the clubs, and comfortable taking a pour of the bold and silky wine he drank. Even more comfortable, more so, because they knew that Otua's father, Marland Marla, one of the fixtures in Thuvia's only branch of commerce that mattered, would be footing the bill from somewhere in the echoey stone hallways of his family's coastal compound. In Aspenthar, those cheeks frequently carried a bright smile underneath them and gave some semblance of structure to a flowing attire that was usually outfitted with the softest silks. But here, in the dark and drenched village on the outskirts of Nantambu, Otua's demeanor shined as bright as the soot on the hearth. And every patron paused over his entrance, but to his relief, thankfully, paused over pursuing any conversation. One gold piece placed on the counter was more than enough to cover his quarters upstairs, whatever goat he could surely later upheave, and a round of mead for the 20-some-odd oddities throughout the great room. The gray-haired innkeep flashed a gummy smile and scampered to the cook station to get some goat. It was what his father would have done, the gold piece, but Otua quickly reminded himself that he was coming here to get out of the business of what his father would do. Marland Marla, the proud patriarch of 6, Otua caught himself with a wince and softly ran his thumb along the tips of each finger out of his hand. 5 children. Marland kept good company and provided a good life for his progeny as a key purveyor of the sun orchid elixir trade, just like generations of Marlas had done before. But all the cloth, cup, and coin matters little when you're stricken with cough. A year prior, his sister Rylana, the only child that Marland truly loved, succumbed to an illness that not even the family status could stall, and it fractured the Marlas forever. Otua sat at an empty corner table next to the rain-streaked window and threw his head back in a weary sigh. My father could have stalled it, he muttered under his breath. The 5 city-states of Thuvia each take a turn at leading an auction for the 6 vials of elixir that the alchemist Artokus Kirin allegedly churns out each year. And last year was Aspenthar's turn to lead the auction. And the amateurs, or anarchists, of Pashao, depending upon how you see it, already set the precedent, mysteriously losing vials in teleportation accidents that were meant to keep the supply secure. Otua had pleaded that his father reasoned with Prince Zinlo, a man whose family Marland had supported for years through Thuvia's sun orchid trade. That one vial from this year's batch might be allowed to slip to his sister Rylana. The Marlas would have posted a very high bid, but nothing that could have credibly topped the best offers of Galarian. The gum-smiling innkeep emerged from the cook station and approached Otua with a plate. But his father's alternative, resorting to amateur alchemy instead of chasing charity that might stain the family reputation, did everyone no favors. Rylana, Otua's father's precious desert orchid and his little rye bread, had died at the attempt to save her with good enough elixir. And that same attempt left Otua's oldest brother, Charis, permanently blinded. The family had never been the same since, and Otua, who had spent several moons listlessly going through the motions of Aspenthar high society, jumped at the chance to leave the pain behind and join his Aunt Jotana at the Magambia to escape the family business. Otua stares down blankly at the plate of goat stew, innocently served with several slices of rye bread, and in one sweeping motion his right hand swats the dish up and crashes through the tavern window. Otua momentarily stares out the shattered window and briefly grimaces at the rain. Not because it's a nuisance, but because it's a blessing that so few in Thuvia get to enjoy. He rises, plunks down 3 extra pieces of gold, and marches upstairs as everyone in the room gives him a quiet once-over. And scene.
See you next week. No, that was
lovely.
really good.
It's all the time we have here.
Matt, can you write all of my scenes, please?
Yes, you're the new storyteller.
Yeah.
I like that G.R.R. Morandi decided that instead of telling us what they were doing the first day of school, they went back to when they were a baby.
Strong.
It's the scene settings. You're invested in
Yeah,
the
no,
character.
no,
That's amazing.
Allegedly.
No, it was like listening to an audiobook. I was like, this is right, and your voice on top of that. Just like, okay, this
Yeah,
is right
you
on.
got it well.
Smooth.
All right.
We're gonna
That's
cut
very
that
nice,
out and
Matt.
put that,
That was
somewhere.
Yeah, we're just gotta cut it somewhere.
No, not cut it down. We're gonna
recording seemed to miss it.
just do it again for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
That's gonna be a post of this is how you do a background story.
Yeah, exactly. Love that.
You are probably staying in a high class location before coming to school.
Yes, but he's on the road traveling now, so he's in this, substandard tavern that's just on the outskirts of town. So he's kind of
that is
getting it
weird.
all up. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, great. All right, so your first true day on campus is a stormy one. Rain here is a part of life. It's part of the world. For those of you not from here, the raindrops here are enormous. If you're from the north, they're like small little water balloons falling on your head. As you cross one of the 3 bridges to enter campus at the center of town, some of you have been here, but you may take a moment to take the beauty here. There's 10 massive mosaics of Jatambe's magic warriors that circle the grounds, and they all face inward. Each one of the warriors' unique weapons and armor posted on them. As you enter, there's students handing out large spade-shaped leaves, and they're used to be makeshift umbrellas. So you grab one of those, and you have these giant leaf over your head, and you're making your way down, and they skirt you towards an opening between the trees, where you're greeted by a human man with colorful clothing and warm eyes. And I'm going to take you to the forge. To the forge.
Lock into the forge.
Oh, yeah. Log in.
This is where my noobdom is showing.
This rain is going to really muck up my boots.
Oh, geez, what happened to Corsican? Why all this effects?
It's a rough day.
Oh, geez, what Cthulhu monster is Gordy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is-
Artwork is a little challenging to find for plant monsters.
Just grab a Groot. That's legal.
Yeah, very legal.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm throwing
lots of
dice.
Lots of dice rolling across the scene here.
I accidentally pushed I clicked on the dying. Can't undie now.
Does Gordy get HP?
Oh.
So Gordy shares
Yeah, it is
HP with Zoe because
Oh.
he is an Eidolon.
Right.
So you guys come in. You guys feel free to sit down wherever you like.
Oh,
Have a seat.
I want the seat.
bam.
Some of you guys know this gentleman. He is Takulu
Two is
At.
standing.
Atua stands. He does not sit.
Is Gordy stand on all 4 feet?
And also,
Gordy.
is Zoe sitting on Gordy's lap?
No, Zoe is letting Gordy have the seat.
Oh,
Oh.
Aw.
it's nice.
I prefer to let
Gotcha.
Cthulhu monsters also sit.
It's a very friendly Cthulhu
Just in case.
monster.
Oh, okay, fair.
The two of you don't want to sit down. You're like creeping at me out right behind me there.
That's a little creepy there, dude.
A little
Just-
creepy. There's this whole field for us to sit in. You're right behind me, buddy.
Sorry, I took control of your character and put you in a chair.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Social norm conformity.
All right. So you guys have a seat. And this gentleman, some of you know them already. He is well known around here. Takulu At. Teacher At, if you're a student. He's played by a young Morgan Freeman.
Ooh.
He's
Wait, God
always
is,
in.
God is our teacher?
No, that's old Morgan Freeman.
Oh, sorry.
But yes,
My mistake.
Oh,
Mistake. So
we have to
I'm-
wait
yeah,
for the
that is
ascendants.
old. It's before he's God, before he has ascended.
before he took the test of the Starstone.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Let's
Drop
bring
some
it back to
in-game
Galarian.
knowledge.
So he is in the robe, you see him in there. But what you notice that there's no wrinkles at all, and it was dry. So you think he has some sort of magic going on here. But yeah, he approaches you, and he says, so Teacher Odd approaches you. He says, "Welcome, new admissions. A kind hello, new students. It is my pleasure to instruct you. You may call me Teacher Odd. You're embarking now on a life of study and service. We see with you intellect, passion, and judgment. In short, the virtues to build upon the strengths of 1,000 who have come before you. We follow the footsteps of old mage Jatambi, who showed us that the price of magic is the responsibility to better the world. Before arriving, you've distinguished yourself through a sponsor and the initial application process. And on your first day, I have some questions to better understand who you are and how I can best assist you during your time at the university. We'll start with some simple questions." And he walks over to Zoe and he says, "Who are you?"
Me, sir? You know me. You've bought stuff from my farm before. My name is Zoe. This here is Gordy. We're here because we got that magic, and I think you could help. I'm a little confused by your question, sir. I'm sorry.
It's okay, that's good, Zoe. And your eggplants were delicious. All right, so Morgan Freeman, Teacher Odd walks over, and I guess I'll pick somebody else just to toss it up here. He walks over to Korsikan. Korsikan, by the way, do you go by Korsikan?
I go by full name Korsikan.
I like
It's
it.
very
Okay.
important to me.
He walks over to you and says, "Korsikan, who are you?"
I'm Korsikan. Who are you?
"I'm Teacher Odd."
Excellent.
He turns around, walks over to Klaus, and he says, "Klaus, what do you consider your greatest strength?"
Well, I would consider my greatest strength to be my adaptability.
Adaptability
Yes.
to life.
To any situation that may arise.
Thank you. And then he walks over to Zoe. I'm looking for on the map. And he says, "Once you have achieved that which you seek, what goals do you wish to achieve next?"
Are you asking once I have everything that I want, what more do I want?
Sure.
I'm sorry, but I don't understand the question, because if I got everything that I want, what else? What more would I want? Do you see the conundrum that I'm sorry, I'm not good at this. Can you ask me who I am? I'm good at that one.
You make a very good point. I can't, that is, I don't mean to interject, but he's basically asking you a paradox. Yeah?
Sure. I'm just not sure I understand the question. Klaus, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you put it in a better? I'm sorry. No, let's keep going. I want world peace and to solve world hunger, sir.
Well, no answer is incorrect.
All right, thank you.
Next, I have a few items for you. You might call them aptitude tests. It's fail or pass, but it gives me an idea of how you solve problems together and how you work and how we'll work at the school. And Teacher Odd, he pulls out a candle and he says, "Can you light this candle without flint or matches?" And he hands it to Otua. But you all can participate.
I walk over to Atua.
Examine the candle, flipping it over from side to side, and flip it over to you to see if you can have a gander at it.
So maybe we just have to find someone else with the fire that we can use to light the candle. Unless someone here breathes fire or knows a spell.
I don't do fire. Fire doesn't get along with Gordy over here too well. Klaus?
If you will allow, Otua was it? Can you hold the candle away from your being, just to be safe?
Uh-oh, I'm gonna move away too.
And Klaus will extend a hand and cast electric arc at
I'm
the
gonna
very
move a
edge
little
of the
further
wick, trying to ignite it.
Okay. Electric Arc is that an attack spell or is that a save?
It's a save spell.
Alright.
I am going to
Save
need
it.
that candle to roll a reflex save.
Them candles, those reflexes.
Very
I'll-
nice.
The body works is shook.
I'm going to give it a luck roll.
Okay, all right. I dig.
It zaps it, and it smokes a little bit.
Oh.
And the rain quickly puts it out.
Hey, that was pretty impressive
Oh,
for first day.
Danke.
Nice job.
Should we use one of these leaf things and cover it so it's not in the rain?
That is resourceful. You must be from around here. As you said.
Yeah, I am.
He also likes rain.
I do love me some rain. Yeah.
I grab both of those branches from you guys and hold it over the candle.
All right. Well, let's try this again.
Should
And
we
again cast?
Should we dry it off first, real quick?
Nah. Electric arc is very, very hot. It will dry before it ignites.
Okay. All right. You know these things better than I do.
I've done this before.
Also,
All right. You zap it, and with the leaves covering the rain, it sparks up, kind of like one of those birthday candles that won't go out. It goes psh, 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 and zaps into a fire. And says, "Ah, yes, very good, very good. Excellent working together." For the second test, he goes, "Woo!" And a bird, a blue quail, flies out and lands on his wrist. And he hands it down to Zoe, and it climbs onto your finger.
Huh,
And says,
that's it.
"Can you get a feather from this bird without plucking?"
And he turns all very serious with his bird on his finger. Says, "Excuse me, Mr. Bird. Sorry I didn't get your name, but Teacher Odd over here says we need to get a feather from you. I would really appreciate it if you could donate one of your feathers to the cause. That'd be mighty nice of you. Please."
And do you have a way to speak with animals?
Nope. Not at all.
Okay. It seems to kind of cock his head at you, and that's about it.
So, well, I asked. I don't know what else to do. You fellas know how to help out here? Anyone?
Otua looks up at the scene and says, "I'm going to cast electric arc right at the,
No.
the foot of the bird.
Hold on.
At the foot of the bird, not at the bird. At the foot of the bird.
So,
just
so
to
Zoe's
startle
finger.
it.
I don't think we need to get to that point yet. Corsican, anything you could do? Help me out here.
Dude, I got nothing. I don't really know what we're doing here.
Shoot.
Guys, if we just scare the bird, it'll shiver a couple feathers away. That's all it needs.
What if we make it sneeze?
Do you have any?
Wait,
any pepper?
so you can make birds sneeze? Because that'd be
Just-
really impressive.
That would be impressive. I have no idea. I am not a bird fan.
Oh, all right. Well,
I
I think it's
just to clarify, the plucking of the feather. When you say that, is that by hand? Or
I leave that up to you.
well, I can try this, and I'll use telekinetic projectile to pull a feather right off the bird and toss it into my hand. Is it unattended?
All on
Is that
the pickup.
yeah?
You know what? We'll say it works. I think that's interesting.
Would
And-
Klaus be so skilled with the rapier that he can just quickly, without hitting the bird, just get the feather off?
We could find out. But I think I already have it. So
Yeah.
We'll give that. I like that. It's, very interesting. Very interesting strategy. I've not seen that before.
I'm really sorry about your bird, teacher. I didn't expect this to be so violent. I feel a little bad. Can you give him an extra treat for me?
Well, he did fly off after the plucking from the unexpected plucking. So it flies off.
the non-plucking.
The teacher seemed impressed. And now teacher pulls a small wooden box out from behind him. And he opens it up. It's like kind of long and flat, and there's a small snake inside. And it's crawling around. And he says, "Can you get a secret from this snake?" And he hands it to Korsica.
Okay. Hey guys, you got any ideas for this one?
I think I do. If you check the snake's skin, it has some black and some orange to it.
You think it's
And I
writing a
think-
code?
I think the secret here is that its venom might be valuable.
So we should get
my-
the venom.
My family comes from a long line of people that work with potions and elixirs, and I think when I see a snake, I wonder at what might be coursing through its veins.
Are you going to handle the snake?
Yeah, I'll take it, caress it in my arms.
Yes, please take it.
I'll give you a couple options. I'll let you roll perception, nature, or medicine check.
I will do a.
Vamping here. I think this is the first D20 roll. Well, your luck roll, I guess.
True.
But by the players.
By the players. The most
First D20
important people at the table.
That's right.
Right?
What were my options right now?
Perception, nature, or medicine.
Wait, are these
I'm gonna-
secret rolls though?
Tell us about the two. Which one is he best at?
Medicine is what he's leaning towards.
Makes sense. He's trying to see if he would help him know if that's expensive to
If-
be used in medicine. Probably.
Yeah, if this is valuable venom that we're going after. So
Okay.
first D20 roll of the pod.
Natural one.
That is an 18 plus my 4 for
All
22.
right, we'll take it.
So Tuna is looking at this snake, and it is, with that pattern, you realize it is not the snake you thought it was. That has the expensive, that its venom is so expensive. But you do know something else, that every time you approach it from the right side as you're handling it, that it doesn't see you. You realize it's blind in one eye.
You guys are a lot different down here in Magambia than up in Thuvia, but interesting snake here. I wonder what led to its blindness.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
It says, yes, you have captured one of the secrets of the snake. It is, in fact, blind in its right eye.
It's poor animals.
And,
I mean, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you keep like kind of hurting these animals for our intro test. Is that right?
No, I saved and raised a snake from the streets of the temple.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So he takes that box, closes it back, and this guy has everything on him. So he opens his robe, and outside of the robe, he pulls out a bone, like a femur. He hands it to Klaus, and he says, "Can you soothe the soul of this bone?"
Well, I can certainly try. I would like to look over this bone and see if there's anything either arcane or anything noteworthy.
Sure. We'll roll a society or perception check.
Perception check it is. And I rolled very poorly. That is an 8 total.
Okay. Yeah, nothing about this bone seems unique to you. It does have scrapings on it, but you're not sure if that means anything.
Fellow initiates, would any of you like to look over this bone?
Yeah, let me give it a go since I haven't done much yet.
Here you go. Corsican, correct?
Yep, that's me.
All right, here you go. And he hands, obviously, the femur.
Got to 24, so. I don't have to say
And
that.
was that perception or society?
That was perception, and I didn't have to say that in my Corsican voice.
So you notice that there's drags on the bone that are done with a knife. It looks like you would think a dagger, but it looks ritualistic. And you think if you know a little bit more about the area, make a society check or their religion, you might know more about what to do.
Yeah, let me scratch my brain here for some recollections.
Society or
Society
religion.
check, and I'm gonna get a 12. I got a 12.
Well, okay. So you recognize this as probably some Mwangi tribes ritual. That they carved the bone either. You don't know really much more than that, but you feel like you're going down the right alley.
Does Corsican mention this aloud?
Yes, I mentioned this aloud.
Well, let me see what I know.
And, uh,
I am trained in religion, so I'd like to.
Excellent.
roll.
Yes, here you go.
I'm not very good at it, and my rules are going to probably be bad. So, yeah.
You can do it. You can
Ooh.
do it.
Actually, a natty 15 for a dirty 18.
Oh, okay. You, Klaus, you have. So this is a ritual by the 30 Sons tribe, close to Kipway, that after someone dies, they carve symbols into the bones. And they have a ritual on top of that where they wrap the bone in a coconut leaf, those giant leaves that you're hanging over your head, and bury it. And that is how they bury their dead.
Well, I don't know if you know this Corsican, but this is a burial ritual from the 30 Sons.
Oh, so since it's not buried, it's probably not at rest. Not
That's fact.
soothed.
That we should expect a haunt soon.
So what do you do?
That's
Let's take our remaining leaves that aren't shielding the candle and wrap the bone in that. So some of us are going to get wet, but we're here. We're in for a penny, we're in for a pound.
That's right. Well,
I'll go get one.
I'll start digging.
We'll hand wave that.
Oh, okay.
He'll stop you. He'll be like, no, that is enough. It is actually, the bonus to I just wanted to know how you would approach that. That was excellent. I do have one final test. And he pulls the stone out from another pocket. Guys, Inspector Gadget. And he places it on top of one of those seats that you saw. It's like a wooden table kind of seat. He says, "Can you make this stone dance by itself?" And are you tired of my test yet?
Never.
Klaus, you made those feathers dance pretty violently. I think you could do this stone one as well, right?
So was it? Yes, I was actually thinking the same thing. I will make it dance. And over the course of 30 seconds, approximately, it will jump back and forth between 2 locations. 6 times. Or no, sorry, 5 times.
Interesting. What spell is that?
Telekinetic projectile, I'm just bouncing it back and forth.
Interesting use of the same spell.
I know, right?
Call that dance. Did you have something?
I want to show off too, and I'm going to
please.
I'm going to cast grease on the bench and table, and then it's going to just slide back and forth.
Oh, like air hockey. Just
Yeah.
okay. I think that's yes. These are great. These are very good. I appreciate both answers. Well, thank you. It gave me a much better understanding of you and how you will work here at the Montgomery. So, one final question for you guys, and I'll head you out to your dorms. I do feel like it's a real teacher, by the way. Like, you're like, one more question. Okay, so just another minute till we get to go and have fun at the dorms and meet our friends. At the Montgomery, we seek to understand our differences where others might dismiss a trait as irrelevant or troublesome. We understand that these things are things that make us unique in life, and they're key to the people who we are. And it is who we are as people that defines our magic. Sometimes it's the things that are different about us, things that societies have taught us to hate, that show what our talent will be. To the north, the people say that children with white or red hair have strong potential for magic. Here in Intambu, we recognize that left-handed people are skilled at undoing spells. One student of mine is terrified of butterflies, even though he considers this ridiculous. Yet in exchange for this fear of fluttering whimsy, he has one of the most orderly minds for games and strategy I've ever seen. Sometimes we do not understand our magic, and that lack of understanding causes pain. Sometimes our talents are not rebelled by having means. You don't have to share, but I want you to ask yourselves, what about you defines you? Even if others rarely notice, is there something inside you that pulls at you, perhaps defying rational explanation? Thus, I must turn to my first question. Who are you, and how can that person be best guided to grow? And with that, he pulls a sack out of his side, and in it there are, like a sack you would put coins in. Guys, the dirty minds already.
No one said anything. Man, that's on
the
you.
Faces.
No. What faces, man?
We don't have faces.
Yeah, none.
What are faces? We're on the map right now.
That's right.
So he pulls out a bunch of strings, hands them to you, and he pulls out a bead. He says, "You must wear the string of beads at all times as a student. Add these 2 beads and add these 2 beads to your string. This will identify you as initiates and tell everyone that I was your minutes teacher for the university. Make your way to the Spire dormitory. There's more than enough empty rooms for all of you there. Settle in, and you're free to explore campus and meet the other students if you like. Your service begins tomorrow." And see, he hands you a brown bead, a yellow bead and a blue bead.
Now, is there like a declared spot where you wear these beads? In the strand? No. Because I know all of you are thinking Hogwarts, but with this, I'm beginning to think Jedi Academy. And I think I'm gonna have it come down from the right side of my head and have the Jedi Apprentice. I know we're gonna have to block all this out because Marvel's gonna come after us / Disney, not Marvel. But I think that's the route I'm gonna go.
So, braid it into your hair.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's interesting. How about the rest of you? Wrists, ankles?
I mean, Zoe's definitely
Backpacks.
going to wear it around his neck. For sure.
And
Yeah.
they kind of go over in the player's guide what these are and how they work. Or I think it was the player's guide. Definitely wasn't the path. The adventure
I'll show you
path,
reading
I swear.
APs again.
Um,
We've been over this.
but
Stop reading
I know,
them
I'm so sorry.
before we play them.
I can't help it. I just gotta know. But apparently, like as we're walking around, if this breaks, like it'll call an attendant, a Mongambian attendant, to that location, and everyone in the city knows about it. Oh, maybe this was a Mwangi Expanse book.
Yeah, it
What
was
was
in
that?
that book.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just talking, and everyone knows.
So like
okay, maybe.
we're pledges now. They're gonna start like
That's right,
beating us
yeah.
with paddles so it breaks. Well,
what
I think
happens.
Otu is running them through his thumb and index finger, and kind of chewing on the line that the teacher said that there's plenty of room in the dorms. No, it's a selective university, but a little troubled that not that many people are potentially here yet.
Yeah. I'm getting a little excited about the fact that I might be able to pick a dorm room and potentially competitive about that. So let's start the walk in that direction.
Are you hoping to get like the room that's made for 3 people, but it's just for you?
Yeah, or or just like the nicest one. Who knows?
That's it. In fact, I'm going to take you there. Well, let's start with the campus. I'll show you the campus here. That is your campus. And your dorm is over here.
Nice.
I'm green, so it's hard to see on the green map on the lower right.
Mhm.
Ah,
That is your Spire dorm. So you make your way down to the dorm. And I'm going to open up the dorm map for you. You guys approach the dorm, and there's a young woman. She trots out from the one-story building. She's shielding her head. She has a silk umbrella. It's reinforced with dry reed, so more of a proper umbrella. Around the building are 4 stone spires, about 50 foot each. And she says, "Oh, you're the new students, eh? You'll be rooming with us in the spire dorm. Come in. I'll show you the place. Here, those leaves are for tourists. Have a real umbrella." And she hands out silk umbrellas for you.
ooh.
And you look at them, and you look down, they are really woven together, like very well with a translucent silk. It's, you're not even sure exactly what that is. In fact, if one of you has nature, you could go on a nature check for me.
Let's do that. 11.
11. Not bad. But you're not sure what it is.
Not bad, but not good.
Anyone else trained in nature? No.
No.
Well, you don't know what it is.
I
It's okay.
have a +1. Like,
Is it trained though?
You're not trained, I think.
With a
Maybe
+1,
+3.
you're not.
So
I'm sorry, ma'am. What's your name? I don't mean to be rude here and interrupt, but I'd like to know your name before we begin on this tour.
oh, you don't know me. I'm Essie. I'm Essie.
Oh,
It's very nice to meet you. Essie Dejana. And I'm played by Lauren Hill.
oh, you have a really nice voice, ma'am.
Why, thank you. I get that a lot.
I must not be feeling too great this evening.
Could you say your name one more time, please? I don't know if I caught that correctly.
Essie. It's E-S-I.
And the last name?
the last name.
Dejana.
Say
Can you
it again.
spell that?
Like, you know when you have to go to the bathroom, you go to Dejana.
Oh, okay, got it.
DJ.
Yeah.
D-J-A-N-A.
So it starts with
Dejana.
a D. Got it.
Nice to meet you, Essie Dejana. I am Korzakan.
Oh, yes. Nice to meet you, Kolzakan.
I'm sorry, my name's Otu, and this here's Gordy.
Did you say-
Gordon.
Did you say
I'm sorry, my
Otua?
name is Zoe. That's not my. Here's my friend Otua, and my friend Gordy.
Fine
Oh.
silk work you have there.
Also,
Very nice to meet you.
this is I'm Klaus. It's nice to meet you, Essie. So this tour, I'm very eager to see the dorms. Shall we start?
Fantastic. Yes, and as you guys are starting to walk into the door, you also see, and you see him on the map as well, a catfolk spawning beneath the eaves of the dormitory building. Sliced and sticky mango laying on a cloth on his chest. He looks up, licking juice off his fingers, and he spreads into a toothy smile. He says, "Care for some mango? Or, if you prefer something to cheer you up from the rain, I have some wine brewing in my room."
Ooh, both sound amazing. I'll take a
Yeah.
slice of mango. Anyone else want some of this mango?
Yes, sign me up. What is your name? Thank you.
Yes, I'm Cheshire.
Hi there,
I'm
Corsican.
Are you the
Just
are you
to
the
double check.
Cheshire cat?
Some may say that, but spelled slightly different.
Convenient.
All right.
You can call me
Very
Chai.
convenient.
Hey,
Chai
Chai.
it is.
And as he says, "Don't offer him moonshine. Don't end up like Chai. Don't be a slacker like him." And he says, "I don't need to study you. Amarins have the best magic. Everyone says so. Essie here is trying to run the entire school. Even playing teacher for the new students, it looks like." Essie blows out a sharp breath and she says, "Corride told me to get them settled. Said that handling the new students was our job." "Do we look like attendants to her? Not yet, we aren't," he replies, and he turns back, he hands you some mangoes, he peels off another slice for himself, and he waits a minute before scuffling at Essie's foot and laying back down to close his eyes. It's like he's lazing around on front steps
In the rain.
in the rain. So you guys are about to head in here, and I think what we do is we will stop here for episode 2.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
What a
Episode 1 is
cliffhanger.
done.
Woo!
What's the figure? Oh,
A cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
that's the figure.
Black.
Not much of a cliffhanger.
No.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot of clippings in the first couple
First bit.
episodes, but we'll
That's
get
why
there.
you dropped 5 episodes.